So Kanye West was at a rally today in South Carolina. If you have not been sort of paying attention, he says that he is running for president. And it appears as though he has something is going on with him, and it's not healthy. Whatever's happening it's very reminiscent of when he was on his tour and he stopped performing and then the tour just sort of abruptly ended, or when he was on TMZ Live and he got into that really awful discussion with the hosts of the show, and he said some very regrettable things. And today in South Carolina, it was very, very, very similar. So he discussed that he
We love you, Kanye.
was his father wanted his mother to get rid of him. He said that he wanted Kim to get rid of North. He started crying. He made some really horrible comments about Harriet Tubman.
When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now. You ready?
He just doesn't seem to be making sense. And I was watching some old interviews and reading old interviews with Kim, and she was talking about how she, they just managed this without any sort of doctors or meds. And it's kind of concerning because she says the reason why that he doesn't take them is because it changes who he is. But the problem is that that's one of the more common reasons why people don't take their meds for that specific issue. And because they don't like the way that it makes them feel. They don't like that it changes who they are. They don't like getting rid of the manic episodes. And Kanye, I was actually reading this article in a medical journal about how non-compliance with meds is one of the more common issues with this specific disorder, and the fact that families are the one enabler that happen to facilitate non-compliance of a patient. So if a patient is non-compliant, they'll still not want to take them, even though they're what the doctors are saying he needs to be on. And it's a family's responsibility to try to encourage and help that person who is not well realize that this is going to help them feel better. It'll help them have a more manageable life. It'll help them be more productive. It'll help reduce the chaos or the unpredictableness or the mood instabilities. And it's interesting because Kim is theoretically the one in this relationship that would be the person that would help to maintain compliance. And she seems more than likely resigned to the fact that he can't. That's what she says, is he can't be on them. He can't be on them because it changes who he is. They just don't work for him. But I don't understand how this is healthy for him, because it seems like it's getting progressively worse each year. And it's hard for me to understand watching your husband or your spouse going through those sort of episodes and just being like, yeah, he just can't be on medication. If you are the one in your relationship that is healthy and you are the one that can have mental faculties to understand what's going on, wouldn't you then want to be utilizing that to help your spouse to be a better, healthier version of themselves, to take care of themselves, to help them understand why it's important for them to be on those medications and why it's important for them to take care of themselves and why they need to do this and not allow their brain, which is sick, it's he's ill. And it makes me sad that he clearly doesn't have the people in his life that are encouraging him that he needs to be on working with his doctors. And sometimes I wonder if I'm the only one that feels like that, but it's like after what I saw today, I just can't imagine if that was my spouse feeling good about that and being like, yeah, not only that, like, I don't want to watch him be sick. I want him to be well. Like, I think most people should want him to be well, and there's ways to help him be well. And I feel like by saying that he can't be on the meds or whatever because it'll change him, perpetuates the stigma, about this whole illness to begin with. I wish that someone would step into his life. And a lot of people say that ever since his mom passed away, that he has changed and he has never been the same. And part of me wonders if his mother was a factor in keeping him on his regimen. You know what I mean? They have so much money. They are billionaires, if not close to a billionaire. I think Kim just broke the billionaire thing. She has access to the best doctors, the best resources. And it's really concerning to me that there isn't something that's done to help him. And because what happened today is just so, I can't understand. I cannot understand. I don't know if Kim is just ignorant to this, that she doesn't understand it, if she just doesn't want to fight him. It's very difficult for me to understand that there would be no one in his life that could get him to the doctor. What he did, because what happened today is not only just like you watch it and you're like, he is sick. He is so sick. It is so clear he is sick and he needs help. He needs not to be enabled by his family to run for president, because the last thing he should be doing right now is running for president. What he needs to be doing is being with his doctors. He needs to be stabilized. He needs to be in a situation where people are like taking care of him. And I don't understand like how his family would be like, yeah, I'm totally supportive of you running for president right now. I'm totally supportive of you going on this rally. I'm totally supportive of this. And then how do you even comprehend what just happened today and not be like, you really need to go to the hospital. You really need to go to the hospital. This is not okay. This idea about running for president is grandiose. I think that's a part of it too. Grandiose sense of self or grandiose delusions. And I'm worried. I would never, I'm not here to like mock them or minimize them. I just don't understand why they're not doing more to help him. I don't understand why they don't get him help and why don't they help him be compliant. And if you're enabling him to be not compliant, he'll never be compliant. So that's where we're at with Kanye. And I feel like someone needs to start like calling out Kimberly and being like, Kimberly, help your husband. Kimberly, help your husband. Help him. Please get him help. Please stop feeding into his grandiose delusions. Please stop enabling this behavior. Please stop allowing this and put your foot down. Or if nothing else, please do something, because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. It's scary. It's scary the level of enabling that's happening here. That a wife would be like, yes, honey, go ahead and run for president. Sure, honey, go do this rally. Like, if your husband is having those feelings and you know what's going on with him in his head, and you know he's not well, the last thing you should be doing is encouraging it, and the first thing you should be doing is calling his doctors. And if you aren't calling his doctors, you should call and go to the ER. You know, this is not healthy. She can call the hospital. It doesn't matter if he's compliant. If he's doing this right now and this is how he's acting, he could seriously be held. He could get a hold, you know? It's like, I can't, and then it just makes me wonder, like, what are the kids experiencing in their own houses? Like, what are his kids going through? Do they have to deal with? What instability do the kids have to deal with? What kind of chaos are the kids experiencing when this is going on? What kind of strain does that do to the marriage? Like, the more this kind of stuff gets out there, it further tarnishes his reputation. It tarnishes his creativity. I mean, I don't think anyone and I used to be a humongous Kanye West fan. This is coming from a place of, I loved College Dropout. College Dropout was one of my favorite albums ever. I loved College Dropout. I thought he was going to be amazing. I was such a humongous fan. I still have his songs on my Spotify for working out. You know, Stronger and Gold Digger are like two of my favorite songs. And it's like watching someone that you know has so much talent just waste away, and then feeling like helpless, like there's no one there that's stepping in to help him. He's so talented. He is so creative. He is so brilliant, and he just needs help. That's all he needs. Please, Kimberly, tell your husband, or not even tell your husband, please, Kimberly, talk to your husband's doctors. Please get him to the hospital. Please get him help. Please get him help. Please, for your children's sake, for your sake, for his sake. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. In a lot of cases, it's progressive. And I didn't even know how to address this. I didn't even know what to say. I don't want to be insensitive. I don't want to be humiliating. You know, I don't want to be any of those things. I literally just want him to get help. So, yeah, that's what I have for tonight. You can tell me what your thoughts are.